Let's set some goals for 2020. Hi, my name is Matilda and welcome back to Miss Matti, the channel where I share all about DIY, sewing, knitting, mending and generally how to live an awesome and sustainable life. And if that sounds like your cup of tea, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will not miss any upcoming videos from me. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you my 2020 sewing as well as some other more personal goals. I'm also going to share with you how the year of slow sewing, that is 2019, went, and if you're curious what is the year of slow sewing, last year I made a video on my 2019 sewing goals, and in that video I'm talking about how 2019 was the year of slow sewing and what my word of the year was, which was embrace creativity, as well as the concept that I was sort of exploring called a depth year. And if you're wondering what all those things are, I go through that in my video from last year and I will link it up in the cards as well as in the description down below. Like last year, I really didn't feel like sharing my goals too early, just because it's 1st January. We do not need to share our big goals for the year. We can share them anytime we want. We don't need to share them at all if it doesn't suit us. I think it's important to set goals when it suits you. It can be on your birthday, it can be the Chinese New Year, it can be in bulk, it can be when school starts or any other time of the year. It doesn't need to be 1st of January. And like last year, I just needed some time to really be clear with myself what I wanted to accomplish this year, not just rush into something, say something just because you're supposed to share because it's a new year. And I just needed some time to take it really easy. It's still winter. I was inspired mentally, but I wasn't really ready to get out there and share all of these things yet. Now in February, it's the 3rd of February today when I'm filming this, I feel ready to share. Not every goal, but some of them. So my word of the year for 2020 is expansion. And last year it was embrace creativity. I really like the concept of having a word of the year. It helps me to sort of get focused. It helps me to be very intentional with what I'm doing, on what I want to accomplish. And with the word expansion, I mean getting out of my comfort zone, getting beyond what I think is possible. I don't know how this year will end, but I have big plans for this channel. I really want to be mastering consistency here with my uploads. I also really want to finally create some products that I have planned for so long to create and launch them and share that with you. I'm not feeling ready to share exactly what it is yet, but if you do follow me, you will soon hear about it. The reason why I started this YouTube channel is because I want to make a difference. I want to inspire people to live a more awesome and sustainable life. I want more people to start to make things again. I want more people to mend their clothes and keep them for longer and really have fun with their style, but in a sustainable way. And I need to reach more people. There are more people that needs to make this shift and to live a more sustainable life. So with expansion, I just want more people to see that it's possible to live an awesome and sustainable life. And maybe as well for myself to see that it's possible. I'm gonna get myself outside my comfort zone a lot this year. I do not know where it leads me, but I'm super excited and the word expansion really excites me. And to be more present to my word of the year, I'm gonna do a little drawing in the next couple of days so that I can be more aware of what my intention for the year is. And the reason for this is that last year I had my word embrace creativity, and at some point like mid through the year I realized I hadn't paid attention at all to what my word of the year was for a couple of months. Then I started to pay attention to it again and that really helped, but then I went out of it again. So I really think by me writing it really nicely with ink on a piece of paper and hanging it up here in the office will help me stay present to what my word of the year is. To continue on to expansion, I'm also having fewer and bigger goals for this year. I will not share all of them in this video. I'm just gonna let you know I have some numbers that I want to reach. They're pretty exciting and scary at the same time, and that's sort of what I need to play at. So just sort of push me a bit outside my comfort zone all along the year to reach those goals little bit by little bit. And I really hope you will love what I will create. I don't feel ready to share yet what it is, but if you follow me here on YouTube, Instagram, or subscribe to my newsletter, you will know once that is sort of happening and you will find out about it. In the video from last year, I talked a lot about finishing UFOs. And if you don't know what a UFO is, that's an unfinished project. I have a whole video on my tips on how to finish your unfinished projects, because that was basically a lot of my focus in the beginning of last year. Finish what I already started, use the fabrics that I already have. That is a goal that I'm bringing from 2019 into 2020. I really want to reduce the number of projects I have on the go at the same time. I know I'm someone that has a tendency to do several projects at the same time, but I want to keep it at the minimum, so I'm actually finishing off what I'm doing and not just have a lot of sort of half-started projects. And that was actually something that went really well last year. I finished a quilt that I had worked on sort of a little bit on and off for 10 years. And I finished a couple of other things as well. So my UFO pile has really been reduced, but there is still some work to do, and that's something I just want to continue to apply in the future. I love goals like that isn't just for like a certain period of time, but it's like the new habit in your life. And something that I mentioned as part of slow sewing, and one of my goals for 2019 was to only buy fabrics or yarns and other materials for projects that had been on my mind for a long time. Like, I am not allowing myself to buy clothes just on a whim. I'm not allowing myself any longer to buy fabrics or yarn on a whim. Oops! I don't know how that happened. So last year I shared my Make 9 for 2019, and I sort of did really well, I think, for that. I didn't do all the projects on there, but I did quite a few of them. And I will share down below a link to my Instagram post about my Make 9 2020 in the description down below, so you can check out exactly what I wanted to make last year and what I want to make this year. So the only projects that didn't happen last year but I still really want to make is the tartan trousers, the blazer and a star quilt, which, to be honest, it was quite overambitious to add especially the blazer and the star quilt when I already had a goal of finishing off things that I already had started. But I found fabric for both the trousers as well as the blazer, so I can make that anytime I'm ready this year. And I still need to buy the fabrics for the star quilt. Partly why I haven't bought that is it's quite expensive to buy all the materials for a king-size quilt. Also, I really needed to create space for such a big project. If I'm gonna buy all the fabrics and the batting and the backing and all that, I need more space. Partly I also didn't start to make the star quilt because I realized if I'm gonna make such a big project, and the only sort of quilting project I made has been simple square patchwork with walking foot straight quilting, and now I want to make a star quilt with nice free motion quilting on top. I need to actually practice a little bit, and one way I'm doing it right now is by using up some scraps in my stash. If they turn out well, they will be part of this floor pillow project that I wanted to make for absolutely ages, probably 3.5 years now, because that's when I started to collect all the fabric scraps that I had to be used as stuffing for this project, and I have a lot right now, and that is probably 2 boxes. So you can imagine if I get rid of those 2 boxes when that project is finished, I will have space to make a star quilt and a few other projects like that as well. And when we anyway talk about Make 9 2020, I want to share with you the next goal. I want to make most things that I'm wearing this year. Either upcycle something, I want to knit it, I want to sew it. And the only exception to this is like shoes, underwear, socks. As I said earlier, the blazer, the sock quilt, and the tartan trousers are all moving from last year into 2020. Then I have some new additions. I want to make the Intrepid Polo suit from Alice & Co. I really love their patterns and I really have loved seeing all the Intrepid Polo suits on Instagram. I just need to find the right fabric for it. Not fully sure if I want what type of color yet I want to make it in. Maybe a blue, maybe a little sagey green, maybe a teal. We'll see. I am open. I really want something like a one-piece garment like that. And I've been looking at a couple jumpsuits and other one pieces like that. But I haven't felt that they were right, but I really love this one. One thing that I really need is new sleepwear, and I would like to make some nice lovely shorts, some pajama trousers, as well as a little night, not gown, but like a little nightie. I would love to make a little comfortable nightie as well, because I barely have any sleepwear at the moment, and my little nightie that I have from Calvin Klein is like wearing out. I will of course mend and repair until there's no rescue anymore, but I can really see the fabric thinning out, so I need to get on to finding some good sleepwear to make. So that is also, if you know any good patterns, leave a comment down below and let me know your favorites, because I do not know exactly which one I will make yet, but that's definitely something I need and would love to make. And then I seen this really cool dragon shawl, so to say. So I'm going to this local barn here in Alberta called Freezer Barn, and the theme is sort of dragon themed, as well as the camp that we are gonna create is a Viking themed. So this shawl is sort of combining both the Viking and the dragonish style. It's also a shawl I think I will wear at other occasions as well, and I really love the design. I would love to find a green hand-dyed yarn for this shawl. I will have a look around at some point later on this year and see which yarns speak to me. Another thing I have on my Make 9 is that I would love to, on my knitting machine, make a knitted bodysuit. And I have already it's called the Rowan bodysuit from Megan Nielsen, and I sort of have already adjusted that to fit me really well. So I'm thinking of using that pattern and knit it on my sewing machine and knit it on my knitting machine, because I just love the idea of a knitted bodysuit. That's something that I really would like to have. Another thing that I would love to do this year is to make a knitted jumper. I have a couple of options that I've been looking at. Alternatively, it would be something that I design and make myself, but I might as well also buy a pattern from someone. Depends on, I haven't decided yet. Might depend on what yarns I find as well and what inspires me. But that's something I would love to take time and make this year, and ideally a little bit something that feels new to my wardrobe. I really want to up my style this year, feel more dressed up, and I want it to be a jumper that I can wear with a pair of trousers and a pair of heels and feel really bossy. That's basically sort of what I imagine. I do not know the design yet, but that's the type of look I want to create. Like a quite elegant, but also a little bit funky. I would love to make a shirt this year. I wanted to have a white shirt in my wardrobe for a long time. It's really hard to find the right one. It needs to be in a good material. The fit needs to be perfect. So I might just make one in the end. I just need to find a good material for it, a good shirting fabric that I like, that isn't too see-through, because that's a general problem with a lot of shirt fabrics for some reason, especially white ones. I think that was all that I had on my Make 9. I really also want to expand my sort of dress-up wardrobe. Sort of if I go to a fun, fancy dress party, or if I go to a festival, or something like that, I have some fun clothes that I can play around with and dress up with. Used to have more pieces like that a couple of years ago, and then I don't anymore. So I would love to build up that, but this time around I want to be more intentional with those pieces that I add in, and ideally get pieces that I can combine in many different ways and be worn a lot. Because that's a problem a lot of times. We have those fun costumes for different events, different festivals, and then we might not wear them again. So I want it to be pieces that can be combined in many different ways. That is also something that I hope will push myself a bit more creatively, and I think that's mainly what I want to focus on this year. Buy less, make more, have a lot of fun, and push myself outside my comfort zone, and have more me-made clothes. That's another one. I think that summarizes a lot what this year is all about, and I'm really excited. As I said earlier, leave a comment down below and let me know what goals you have. I would love to hear. And if you like this video, give it a like, because if you like my videos, YouTube will know that you like my content and push it out to more of you. Don't forget to check out these videos here, and until next time, hey do!